Welcome to Zach and what's your name over there?
My name is Franz. Franz Ferdinand.
Welcome
I'm
to
from
Zach.
I'm apparently from the Netherlands. I thought originally it's supposed to be a German accent, but it's very fastly changed. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Franz.
Welcome to Zach and Franz Have a Podcast.
Very good to be here with you to replace your fool of a friend.
I can barely breathe over here.
You can't find the air?
No, it's not in my
I'm
lungs.
barely breathing and I can't find the air. Don't know who I'm kidding. Imagining you're there. You remember that song from the 90s? Do you remember the song from the 90s? His name was Duncan Sheik. Do you remember Duncan Sheik?
No.
He just had that one song and then he retired. He made his millions off of barely breathing.
Never heard of him.
Duncan Sheik. Look him up. Probably 1996 or 7. Hey, welcome to the podcast again.
Okay, we're going to start now.
I'm waiting.
Welcome to Zach and Stevie Have a Podcast.
Stevie, yeah, I drowned him. Now they have just the fronds. Almost like the fronds.
You drowned him?
Yes. In laughter.
I'm drowning in laughter over here.
You're drowning in the
I've got tears coming out my eyes. The tear flew across the table, actually.
I tasted it in the air. That's very salty. It's much like our licorice. Do you like the licorice?
We got a game today.
Do you like the black licorice? With all the...
Black licorice is the worst flavor.
No, you don't understand. Over where I'm from, they put the salt all over it. It makes it so much better.
Put salt on everything.
Yeah, you put salt on it and it makes it taste so much better. It reminds us of the bitterness of life. And also, salt. What's your favorite thing to put the salt on, Zachy?
Let's see. Anything that's lacking flavor. Like the beginning of our podcast.
Oh, there's plenty of flavor. It's just skewed to one side of the table. Are we going to get into this game or what?
Is it my lead into the game? Is that what we're going with here? We got a game, Stevie. Want to play a game with me?
I want to play.
The game is called Let's Rank the Summer Movies.
Wunderbar!
Yeah, we're going to rank summer movies. So how the game's going to work is we are going to... I'm going to say a movie.
No, you're not. That's not how we said the game was going to go.
Yes, I'm going to tell you the name of a movie.
No. Let me explain the game.
Okay, explain.
A very confused European accent. All over the map. Sometimes it's northern, sometimes it's western. Mostly IKEA. You ever been to the IKEA?
I have. You know what? Might be a hot take, but I hate IKEA.
Yeah, so do I. Their meatballs are so overrated.
I go in there and you can't get anything.
Nope.
It's all showroom.
It's all the showroom.
They give you a little pencil like you're going golfing and a piece of paper.
I once found myself sleeping in the IKEA. I got lost and I just slept in the bed. And then I made it my home for 6 months. You ever done that?
No, never done that.
Those refrigerators don't work. My meatballs were spoiled. My lingonberry sauce for my meatballs, spoiled. Everything was rancid. 6 months.
So that's a long time.
It was. I got lost. I could not. And then all the employees, they thought I worked there because of the accent.
Because of the accent.
They thought I was management. I collected paychecks for 6 months. I made $100,000 a year. Because they thought I was upward, and I didn't want to correct them.
Why are you here now?
Boredom. Mostly boredom. Also the paycheck.
I got a game.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah. That was good. I appreciate the...
That was commitment to a bit.
You did. You did a good job.
It was a dumb bit.
I like the bit.
5 minutes that we'll never get back, Zachy.
I did a lot of laughing in that.
I don't know. I think it's only because it's 8:21. Hey, Zach, we didn't even get into our announcements.
Oh, yeah. We got a couple
We have a couple of announcements. Just in case you missed last week. So June 3rd, Zach and I will be celebrating our 1-year anniversary of the podcast.
Yay!
Yes,
Woo!
that is something worth celebrating. We are incredibly excited to be bringing you that very special episode. It's probably going to be a long one.
Yeah.
It's also going to be the last one of season 2. It's going to be the last episode of season 2. We're going to take a little bit of a break through the month of June. We'll be back at the end of June, June 30th. So in between there, we'll just have reruns of the podcast. We'll put in some of our favorite episodes. We'll just replay them. Other podcasts do that. That's not unheard of.
We could do that.
Yeah, it's just going to be the B episode 4 times, and then we'll be back on the 30th. Because that is our favorite episode.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, so we're really excited to be bringing you that 1-year anniversary episode. It's really going to be something special for us. I'm sure it's going to be something special for you. And then we're going to take a very nice little break. As I go up to Canada for a mission trip, Zachy's going to Alaska with his family.
Yep.
And then, all kinds of stuff. We're going to have a lot to talk about June 30th.
Yeah.
June 30th.
Don't start again.
Now back to the podcast. Hey, it's me, Franz. We're back. Now he's from Transylvania, apparently.
I think you were from Transylvania the whole time.
What?
I was going to tell you. Yeah, you were like...
I was just Count Von Count?
No, you were like Adam Sandler playing that guy from that
Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
All right, so... Zach, we do have a game. We are going to do the Blockbuster Countdown.
Evidently, I was explaining the game incorrectly.
Very incorrect, and that's why I had to take over.
Yeah.
I came back just for
bad.
that. It's okay, buddy. You did your best.
It's too late.
You tried your best. Tried your best. Yeah, because we're recording. So last week's episode and this week's episode recorded back to back on a Tuesday. Very weird at night. Our schedules just prohibited us.
Yeah.
But you know what? Anytime that I get to spend with you, Zach, is time well spent, buddy.
I got on my glasses today.
You look so good, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
David Wallace sitting right across.
my sunglass clips, they don't fit on these
That
ones
was
either.
the funniest. Zach has these sunglass clips from glasses. I'm sure were
It
like
was
10 years ago.
three glasses ago.
It's funny how glasses got really small and then they got way big again.
Way big, yeah.
Yeah.
So these glasses clips I got there's a company online called, I think it's called Zenny, where
It's called Great Clips.
No, that's where you cut your hair, actually.
Oh, I thought Great Clips was where you got clip-on sunglasses for your
No,
glasses.
that's not it at all. Go back to IKEA. That's all you know.
Very good.
So
Come back.
I bought these glasses online, and they came with a clip.
Wunderbar.
Perfect. So I could put the clip on this, and they were very thin.
Yes.
So when I got new glasses, I just took the clip from the thin old glasses and put them on my new ones. So it's kind of like I had...
There's like an inch of glasses underneath his sunglasses clip.
So it's good. Like, so the sun's above you, and it blocked the rays coming down, and I can still look down and see what I'm doing with no
Looked like he was
sunglasses in my way.
experimenting with a brand new form of glasses, like bifocals. Only the bottom portion is non-sunglass.
Yeah, so if you see me out and about driving around, more than likely I've got my glasses clip on.
If somebody would just buy Zachy some new sunglasses. You should get like those, like, you know, the big ones that go over your glasses that you always see like older people wearing. Yeah, you should get those.
Like the second pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, it's top. It's those.
I've got a pair of those
things.
in my truck.
You should. Okay, good.
I really do.
You do?
I do.
Zachy.
They were my dad's.
That's okay. Well,
they don't fit.
Special.
They don't fit. Yeah.
All right, Zach. Game.
Okay. Game.
Blockbuster Countdown. What we're gonna do is we're gonna name some of the potentially biggest movies of the summer, and then we're going to rank them in order of what we think they're going to gross domestically, not worldwide, because I don't care
about China.
Yeah, that's right. China's not going to skew this.
This is U.S.
It's only for America.
Yeah.
So, domestically...
Red, white, and blue.
What?
Red, white, and blue.
Okay. I thought you started talking like Scooby-Doo there for a second. Red, white, and roo!
Yeah.
Red, white, and roo, shall we? We should only record at night.
This is getting goofy.
All right, Zach. So here is the list of the movies coming out this summer.
All right, hit me.
So the summer began with Guardians Volume 3. It's already out and it's already doing well. That doesn't mean it's going to be the top movie of the summer,
Sure.
though. But there's potential that it's going to be the top movie. Then Fast X, the 10th movie of that awful Fast and the Furious franchise. The only way that Vin Diesel continues to get work. That's the most legible sentence that I think Vin Diesel's ever spoken.
I'm Groot.
I am Groot is like his only legible. That's right. He is in the Guardians movies, technically. That's a shame. The Little Mermaid, the live action remake, because Disney has to cash in on every property twice.
I think it's going to be terrible. Has any of the live action ones been good?
Jungle Book.
The first one. Was that the first one? One of the first ones.
Oh, you mean was it the first one that was remade?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought Jungle Book was actually good.
It was pretty good. I didn't mind Jungle Book.
I like Jungle Book. I like the original Jungle Book, though. And I'm probably in the minority of people that actually like the original Jungle Book because it is a little weird.
I like the Lion King movie redone, but it was weird because the eyes of all of the characters in it, they were just kind of strange.
Too human.
It was kind of like dead
human eyes on...
It was like the Polar...
the dead eyes?
Like
Are you
Polar
talking
Express.
like the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie? They got the Polar Express eyes.
Yeah.
All right. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
That's an animated movie.
That's an animated movie. Transformers Rise of the Beast. Zach and I's pick.
Well, if we're going to see one movie, this is the movie we're going to see.
I do want to see that movie, dude, because I loved Beast Wars. And that movie deserves to be the best. Then you got Elemental, the next Pixar movie.
Kind of like... What is it? My favorite movie. I'm blanking on the name of it right now. It's too late. What's the name of that movie?
Inside Out?
Inside Out, yes!
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Inside Out 2.
It does, but it's about elements and not feelings. But
it's the same thing.
Sure, yep, yeah. You have a fire inside your brain.
I think my brain is on fire. You made me drink sugar.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
No.
You said, you need to wake up over there. Go get some sugar.
You need to go get the sugar in your system.
I got it now. All right.
Anyway, The Flash.
Okay.
That's the I don't know. I don't know why DC keeps like putting out movies when they've already said that they're going a completely different direction. It's like, we already made it. Let's just put it out there. The only thing I think that's going to keep this movie alive is people wanting to see Michael Keaton as Batman one more time.
I think that's the only reason why you want to see this movie.
I'm not going to see it. I refuse to patronize.
Give them money.
Yeah, DC. I'm not doing it anymore.
Okay.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
That's where he gets soap and washes himself.
That's the most dad joke of the night. That's good. Oh, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. You jerk. You can't joke like that, man. It's 8:30.
Well, what else is Harrison Ford going to do?
We're saying it's 8:30? People are going to be like, what?
What else
These guys are acting like it's 11 o'clock at night.
Harrison Ford can't be... He's 80 years old.
Listen, man.
He can get a good lather. That's about it.
If anybody could pull this off, it's Harrison Ford.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah.
That's not true at all. I think Harrison Ford as a person is pretty lame. But as a character,
Indiana Jones, he can do it.
Indiana Jones or Han Solo, anytime you want to do it, buddy. 90 years old, be Indiana Jones again. I don't care. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. I didn't know they were still making those movies, but apparently Tom Cruise still needs checks. I don't know. Zach, there's a Barbie live-action movie coming out.
What is that going to be about?
I have no idea. I don't know.
What does Barbie
Guess
do?
who's in it? You remember last week we talked about the Goslings?
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling? Ryan Gosling plays Ken.
Oh.
There you go.
There you go.
Haunted Mansion is getting a remake.
Did anyone watch the first one?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Actually, you know what? Actually, Haunted Mansion actually made good money.
There's like a Disney ride. Did the movie come from the ride?
Ish. I mean, it's based on the ride. The new one's based on the ride, but still, they got like a bunch of actors in it. I'm like, is this supposed to be a kid's movie?
The first one was like a kid's movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Eddie Murphy, man.
I ain't messing with anybody.
The Meg 2, The Trench. You know that's going to be a blockbuster. Watch that end up being the #1 movie of the summer.
All right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are back with Mutant Mayhem. It's an animated movie. It looks really good.
It's animated. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
they gave up doing live action.
Yeah, it's animated almost in the same style as the Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
So it's got like that kind of unique
comic
look to it.
look.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Gran Turismo based on the racing game, not Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
Very different thing.
Yeah, that'd be a rated R movie.
Yeah, that'd be rated R. We're trying not to include anything rated R in this list. And Blue Beetle, which is another DC movie that probably was already in production and paid for before James Gunn took over the DC universe. And Blue Beetle, if you don't know, is actually one of the oldest comic book superheroes.
It's a Volkswagen.
That's exactly it. It's Herbie.
Yeah.
It's Herbie.
Did you drive
That's
around?
the secret.
Yeah.
The big twist. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And the twist at the end is it's actually just Herbie. It's Lindsay Lohan's return to films. Yeah. It's Lindsay Lohan and Michael Keaton. And he's playing Batman in that too. No, I'm just kidding. Blue Beetle it's basically Iron Man in the DC universe.
Okay.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have our list.
All right, let's do it.
Go.
Music.
All right, lights down.
Music on.
Here we go.
All right.
Zach, what was your number 10? What do you think is going to be the 10th highest grossing movie of the summer?
Barbie did not make my list.
Barbie did not make your list.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
But I went for number 10.
Did you look at my list?
Why would I look at your list?
I don't know, because you said that like so matter-of-factly, like, oh, I would never go with your list, because my number 10 is Barbie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't go for that. Number 10, I put Transformers Rise of the Beast.
Okay, you don't think it's going to do real well.
I mean, it's top 10.
Of the summer, not of the year, of the summer.
Right, of the summer. I don't think it's going to do that great.
Okay.
I mean...
Fair enough. Okay, so...
my opinion.
And we are going to revisit these lists.
Yes, we're going to tape them to our wall so we can look at them all summer long. And then at the end of the year, we're going to do a podcast where we revisit.
Yes, exactly. Once Blue Beetle has run its entire... Because it's the last movie getting released of the summer, is considered like the summer of summer movies. Once that has run its course, we will tally up and see who was the closest.
I think there should be some sort of punishment on the line.
We will think about that, but there will be a punishment.
I think I know what
a room of balloons for me.
No. I think what we should do is we should have the hottest chicken wings we can find. What are the
make a video of it?
Yeah.
Okay, deal.
Make a video. We'll do our first video podcast.
All right. Fair enough.
For the revealing of this. All right.
Okay. We got that. That gives us plenty of time.
Yep.
So in season 3, we will have our first video podcast. Wow.
Woo!
We finally did it.
Yay.
Finally made it. All right. So number 10, I have Barbie. Zach has, what did you say? Transformers Rise of the Beast. Okay. Zach, what's your number 9?
Number 9, I went for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie.
Zach?
Yeah.
I also put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem at number 9.
Oh, nice.
I think it's going to do pretty good. I don't think it's going to do amazing, just because I think they've kind of lost that franchise has lost its steam a little bit. But I think it's going to be intriguing enough to get people to come out. So yeah. All right, number 9. Number 8, Zachy, what do you got?
Number 8, I put Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Ooh, a little low, man. That's a high-grossing series.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think people are run their course on whether they're gonna enjoy that.
Maybe everybody's sick of that, that running style of Tom Cruise, back straight, almost lean backwards, and arms,
he's got his hands up like he's
his razor
like
blade
he's chopping
hands.
bread.
Yeah, he's chopping bricks midair. All right, that was your number what?
8. Number 8.
Number 8 for me is Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
All right, so you have that a little bit.
I'm putting a little bit higher than you did, but yeah, still low on the list.
Yeah,
I think the Transformers movies have definitely run there. Yeah, I don't like all these franchises. I think are slowly dying. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my number 8. Zachy, 7.
7. I feel bad about this, but I got Indiana Jones at number 7.
Zach, I put Indiana Jones at number 7
Did you as well?
Yeah,
our list is very close.
I know. I don't feel bad about it because I think it has the potential to be really bad.
I haven't heard anything about it. You would think the Indiana Jones movie, you hear all kinds of stuff.
I know. It doesn't come out until the end of June, so it's still a little bit early, but like this is probably, I mean, from everything we understand, this is Harrison Ford's last go around as the character. And yet we're hearing nothing about it, and it does not look
Doesn't look good.
I don't know, man. I'm nervous. Like, literally my favorite character.
Yeah. You don't want him to go down in flames.
All of all the characters in Western movies. He's the greatest. Is the greatest is Indiana Jones. So yeah, number 7. I'm right there with you, Zachy.
Number 6. What do you got, Stevie? Number 6.
You want me to go first this time?
Yeah.
Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Little Mermaid, number 6.
I have Spider-Man Spider-Verse.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, animated. I got the number 6. Do you not even have it on the list?
We'll see.
Well, maybe you do.
We'll see. Yeah, Little Mermaid. I think anything Disney puts out live action will get a pretty decent audience to come out to. I don't think it's going to do as good as you put Melissa McCarthy in something. I'm definitely not.
Is she Ursula?
She's Ursula.
She'd be a good Ursula.
She's annoying, dude. Everything she's in, she's the same character. And she's not. She doesn't have that. Like Ursula is intimidating. Yeah, it's scary. Melissa McCarthy's annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't understand how that worked, but whatever. So number 6, Little Mermaid. You had Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. Okay, Zach. Now we're in our top 5. Number 5,
The Flash.
The Flash.
The
number
Flash.
5.
Whoosh. Is that the sound the Flash makes?
I don't know what he makes. Whoosh. Zoom. He goes zoomy. Wee! That's what he does. I can't stand how the Flash in these modern movies, his arms flail around like they're made out of like rubber bands. Yeah, what is that?
It makes him go faster.
Terrible.
What's your number 5?
Number 5, I have Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
You have it up there a little bit.
I think it's going to do better.
All right.
Yeah. Number 4,
Fast X. Number 4.
Zach. You know how insanely popular that stupid series is.
That's why I got it number 4. That's a good
number 4.
That's a good number.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, man, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion.
What do you have at number 4?
The Flash.
Okay.
I think the Flash. Honestly, I think anything with you got Michael Keaton returning as Batman. I think that's the only thing that's going to be a selling point for that movie, especially with all the adversity that's already faced with a very troubled lead actor. I don't know if anybody's going to go see that, but having Michael Keaton dress up and say I'm Batman one more time is cooler than anything. So
you think people will go just
for
that?
I'm going to go. I'm going to go see. I'm going to see it eventually.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe not in theaters, but yeah. Okay. Number 3.
Little Mermaid.
Whoa!
I got it high. I think it's going to do well.
You think it's going to do well? I don't think it's going to do that well, but I think it's going to make money.
Yeah,
it's going to make money, Zachy.
I think
domestically.
Yeah, right. That's what we're doing.
I think it will do well domestically. I'm saying I don't think it's going to do well internationally, but that doesn't matter.
Not for our game.
Not our list. This is domestic only.
Right, roo.
Roo. Raggy.
What'd you have for number 3?
Fast X.
Okay.
I have Fast X number 3.
I had it at 4.
Okay. Yeah.
So you made this big thing about 4, and you added 3.
That is good, yeah. We don't know over in Germany. We don't know. It's all good. We love the movies.
How are we gonna figure out who wins this?
You like the licorice? Whoever's closer, dude.
All right.
Whoever's closer. All right. You know what we'll do? Whatever our number 1 is, we'll say whatever. Like
we might have the same 2. 1 and 2.
I don't think so.
Because you haven't said haven't said my 1 and 2.
What's your number 2?
Elemental.
Yeah, I don't even have Elemental in my top 10.
Oh, really? You didn't think it's going to do good? That's the only Disney animated movie coming out.
Yeah, Pixar's been garbage. And unless they pick it back up again.
This is going to make or break it right here because I've got this number 2.
Yeah, you do.
What do you have at number 2?
Guardians.
Oh, wow, you're number 1. I might not even have on my list here.
Well, you do. I think Guardians Volume 2 is going to be the number 2 movie of the summer.
Okay.
Zach, what's your number 1?
Guardians.
Okay.
I got number 1.
Spider-Man Across the Universe.
You got Spider-Man number 1.
Listen, that first movie did exceptionally well. Spider-Man is a very big property, and this movie's got a ton of hype. So I think it's going to be the number 1 movie of the year, or of the summer, potentially the year. I think it's going to be the biggest movie.
You think so?
It could be.
You know a lot more about movies than I do, and you follow that stuff. You look at, like, I have no idea. I'm just
Zach,
guessing.
if you followed last week's episode, I don't follow a lot of this stuff any more closely, but I'm still interested.
Yeah.
But no, dude, I don't look at any kind of news or anything anymore for movies.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, that's
but
good.
This was
Something fun.
To me, this is just gonna be a fun game to see who's the closest to being right. It's almost like, for me, like with this now, it's like filling out a bracket for March Madness.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because I don't know anything about anything, but this is my guess.
All right, so I'll do my 10. You do
your 10. I'll do my 10. Go ahead.
10. Transformers: Rise of the Beast. 9. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. 8. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. 7. Indiana Jones: Dial of Destiny. 6. Spider-Man: Spider-Verse. 5. The Flash. 4. Fast X. 3. Little Mermaid. 2. Elemental. 1. Guardians.
Okay, my 10 is number 10, Barbie. Number 9. You're gonna really eat crow.
But Barbie be number 1.
Dude, there's no way. There's no way.
Number 10, Barbie.
You don't tell me you didn't have Barbies. Every guy had Barbies.
I didn't have a Barbie.
Everybody had Barbies.
did not have
My mom told me boys have Barbies too.
You did not have a Barbie.
No, I didn't have a Barbie, Cyrus.
I had Ghostbusters. That was my thing. I had like the Ghostbuster house, or the
firehouse.
The firehouse,
Yeah.
yeah. And you could put the slime in the top. There was like a grate.
Yeah,
you would, like,
dude.
Go down through the
Dude,
grate.
toys in the 80s were so much better.
I know.
Nothing. Like, everything had ooze that came with it.
Yes, the slime.
G.I. Joe had ooze. Everything had ooze. Just blasting out of everything.
Remember, did you have that creepy crawler maker thing?
Heck yeah, creepy crawler maker.
You put the like
smelled terrible.
You put the little plastic in there and cooked it.
Yeah, dude. You know how toxic those fumes are?
I know.
How we made it to 38 and 39, Zach, is beyond me.
We need to bring that back. That'd be a good thing to do up front.
They did bring back creepy crawlers.
Can we get one? We need to get one for the teen ministry. We need to get it up front, and
I mean, most teen ministries have a creepy crawler machine.
We'll cook them and we'll hand them out.
It's not the same, man. It's not the same potent toxic chemicals as it
that
used to
big
be.
Smell.
You bring
that
out that
smell.
That,
if I would smell that smell right now, it would bring back memories when I was 10.
100%, not 10, dude. We were like 5.
5. All right, whatever.
Starting over. Number 10, Barbie. Number 9, TMNT, Mutant Mayhem. Number 8, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Number 7, Indiana Jones. Number 6, Little Mermaid. Number 5, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 to Infinity and Beyond. Number 4, The Flash. Number 3, The Thing. Because I'm a family. It's gonna be the family.
Fast X.
Fast X, I'm a family. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and number 1, Spider-Man Across the Universe Part 1.
All right.
That's it.
You're probably going to win.
I think you have the better list.
You
I'm going to
think?
be honest. Yeah, I think you have the better list.
We'll
but,
see.
hey, we'll see at the end of the summer.
With our first video podcast, and one of us is going to be eating potent wings.
That might be the beginning of season 4. Who knows? I forget. I don't know how long this is going to be.
Who knows?
But Zachy, until then, we're going to take a break until September.
That's not true.
No. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into our topic for the day. All right. See you in a minute. All right, bye. All right, we're back. Zeki, we have a topic
We do have a topic.
for the masses.
Something we haven't talked about before.
No, we've never. And you know, it's rare to talk. I find it rare to talk about because I feel almost uncomfortable talking about this sometimes, and it is a necessary part of our faith and what we do because it is essential to help the church run and help the church do what it does in its community. And I mean, there's a list that goes on and on and on about why giving is important, but you know, it also is one of those it could be a taboo subject because of what giving sometimes becomes in some churches. I mean, I think what sometimes gives giving this negative look out on within Christianity is like televangelists and people that like make it all about like send in money and you'll be blessed, and all that kind of stuff. And it gets misconstrued, but there's a real heart to what tithing is and what giving is and the sacrificial nature of it.
Sure.
And so we thought, we would take some time. Like we've never talked about this before, but we thought, better late than never to talk about.
Find something to talk about. It's episode 65 or whatever.
Yeah, we have no idea how many episodes deep we are, but yeah,
67, I think.
But giving, I mean, I think you would agree with me that giving is one of those really difficult things to talk about that often doesn't get talked about because of how poorly
it's received.
It's been handled and received.
Sometimes I think, you'll go into it. I've heard this before. You go into a church and all they ever talk about is tithing and giving.
Money, give. Yes.
And so when you get in the church pew, you think, well, I'm just a consumer. Or, I mean, I'm just like a shot. Like they're using me as a way of getting money. So they're talking about it, making me feel guilty about, and wanting to squeeze every last penny out of me. And that's kind of what you think about it.
Kind of gets represented. I mean, and like I said, I mean, that's what really gets, you see that a lot in like the televangelist thing. I mean, and that gets even misconstrued and contorted way out of what God's plan for that was anyway. 'Cause, I mean, you get into like, send money, send this amount and you'll be blessed or you'll receive a miracle and all kinds of weird promises. And, it's people like that take advantage of Christianity. It's a real shame. I mean, and they're going to be held accountable for that kind of stuff. But like giving in and of itself is important,
right?
But we have to connect the dots here to answer the question of why is it important, Zach? So, I mean, I'll go ahead and you kind of.
Well, I guess let's start by defining what we're talking about.
Yes,
here. When we're talking about giving, we're talking about tithing. Mm-hmm. And the idea is that you give 10%, like that's the number that's given. 10%.
Tithe means a tenth.
Yes, 10% of the money that you get, you give first to God as a way of saying that, you've blessed me with this. I'm going to honor you with the first fruits of what you've given me. Right? And that comes from... Yeah,
it's the best of what I have to offer, not what I have left over you can have.
Right.
Yeah.
And that comes from Genesis, right? Where Abraham gives 10% of his to Melchizedek, which is the priest, of Salem is the guy's name, right? And Melchizedek's kind of this weird figure in Scripture. You kind of see him there with this story of Abraham giving 10% of his stuff. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't show up again until like the book of Hebrews in the New Testament, where Jesus is described as our high priest, and he's greater than this Melchizedek figure. That's where Melchizedek comes back in. This weird like random Bible.
It is kind of random in that sense.
But the idea is that, Jesus is our new high priest, and he's so important that, Abraham, who's the father of the faith, he gave 10% to this guy. Mm. Now Jesus is greater than this guy. All right. And so that's where this 10% comes from. Mm-hmm. And it's just kind of like the tradition that, because the father of the faith did it, that's how we are to do it as well. So when you get your paycheck, whatever that may be, 10% of that goes to God as a way of saying,
off the top.
Yep, I'm going to give it to you first because you are the most important thing in my life, and you have blessed me with this. And it's an act of trust as well that I'm going to give back to you, and not because you're going to bless me abundantly, but through faith you are going to meet all of my needs, and I'm not going to be strapped down in my mind to money. Mm-hmm. Because I'm willing to give a chunk of it, 10% of what I got to you, God, trusting that you are going to meet my needs and not trusting myself in that.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's another example of us living sacrificially. It's laying down something that we are. I mean, if there's anything that couples fight over more than anything else, it's money. It's because we're usually strapped and we're usually, trying to make everything work and trying to make ends meet in a lot of ways. And God's saying,
trust me.
Trust me.
Yeah, because especially if you're struggling financially, it seems silly if you don't have a lot of money to take 10% off the top and then you don't have that to pay bills with and stuff.
Yeah.
But the truth is, you're then putting your finances in the hands of God.
Yep.
And trusting that I trust you more than I trust my current situation or where I am with everything.
But it's usually the very first thing. Like as soon as money gets tight, it's the very first thing that people are like, okay, I'll stop tithing.
Yeah.
And then it's like people struggle even more because it's like, I'm not trusting God.
Right.
And it's not like God's trying to teach you a lesson or anything. But it does. We're removing God from the equation.
Right.
When we give that, we're committing ourselves to trusting Him fully and completely with the thing that is essential for like life in a lot of ways. We don't have food without money. We don't have a home without money. We don't have clothes on our back without money. Right. So, I mean, we're saying, you know what, God, I could live better off the 90 than I can the 100. But that's like the thing that makes people fear the most because like, this is the thing that helps me live. If I don't have all of it, how am I going to live? And God's like, man, I'm going to take care of it.
Right. Yeah.
But here's the deal. I mean, it still takes proper stewarding of our funds too. Like you can't say, I'm going to give God this 10% and then I'm going to go crazy with the other 90. No, God's calling us to a responsibility because now that we have less, we do have to be more conscious of what we're doing with it and praying about it and being mindful of it. And like, okay, God, help me meet the needs of my life with what I have remaining because I trust you with that. And He does. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I struggle with this concept when I was a kid.
Okay.
For a multitude of reasons.
Sure.
But like my money was my money. Mm-hmm. And this is the selfishness of a child, right? I cut grass. Did you cut grass for money when you were a kid?
I did some. I went to when I was at my grandma's house, she would have me go cut the neighbor's yard.
Not her yard.
No, my grandpa. Are you kidding me? My grandpa would not let me cut his yard. His yard was his baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
meticulous about it.
I go cut the neighbor's yard.
Yeah. So I would go cut my grandpa's yard because he did not care what
it
looked like at all.
No, that wasn't my grandpa
at all. I mean, I destroyed his yard sometimes, and he still paid me, and it was like not even a question. And then he's like, "Go cut the neighbor's yard. And they'll pay you too." Yeah, I was like cutting other people's grass. And the thing was, I would get that money and immediately my brain would go to, okay, what can I get with this?
Sure.
And my grandpa was he was a very devout believer. I've talked about this on the podcast before. And he wanted me to have the fullness of what he would give me. So if he gave me $10, he'd give me $11 and say, tithe that $1.
Okay.
That way you still have $10. Which I loved the heart of that. My grandpa loved me that much. He's like, I want you to still have that. Yeah. But I missed the point.
Yeah.
And so I would have it was like, okay, well, I didn't really need this dollar anyway. So bloop, right. And I had this jar in my room that I would put my tithe money in. And then I'd eventually take it in to the church. But then I got to a point where I didn't want to give any of it. Yeah. Because that's my money. Why do I have to give it? And then I started spending that tithe money because it was like, well, I just saved all this extra money up. And it was a pretty penny after a while because I'd saved up, I'd been putting that 10% away.
Yeah.
And then I just spent it on myself. And I mean, the whole thing was, I missed the point of why it was important and why it was something I should be doing. And the whole idea is God's blessed me with a job to do. He's blessed me with money, and now I'm robbing His kingdom of that 10% and sacrificing it to Him so that He could use it for His glory and for His kingdom to continue to be built. I mean, that's the whole idea of why we give 10%. I mean, we give it sacrificially, but sometimes we don't always connect the dots and see what it actually does. So it doesn't. Sometimes it gets talked about, but sometimes it doesn't. But everything out of the church operates on the generosity of the individual that comes to the church.
Right.
It's not just the pastor's paycheck. I mean, is that part of it? Absolutely.
Sure.
But when you come to, but there's all the missionaries that we support, all the
lights.
The lights on in the building, all the heat, the heat, the water, the the vehicles that help us, allow us to go on hospital visits or make deliveries or do all these different things. It's all dependent on the giving heart of the individual. Mm-hmm. And without that, we're unable to do that. So, I mean, it's a twofold system. I mean, we're blessing God, but but God's then using that to bless other people to show us, like, hey, this is what you could do on your own. And it's to get people into the heart of giving in general. Mm-hmm. And people then come to the realization, well, I don't really even need the 90%. Mm-hmm. I could live off 80%. I can give my tithe, and then I can offer up even more. I could give here and give there, and it come to realize that, like, I don't need nearly as much as I think I need.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the things that I'm buying are just things that I want, not that I need. And I love seeing other people be blessed by it.
Sure.
God's trying to teach us through all this to have a giving and generous heart.
Right.
You know, it's not just give me.
Right.
Give me some. I want some. I want my share. I did this for you. Now you do this for me. It's like, no, I want you to be generous.
It's where our heart is.
Yeah, it's where our heart is.
Right. I got something.
No, go ahead.
One of my theology classes in college, the professor was talking, and he was a pastor as well. And he was a professor too, but he gave this but this story. And I'm interested to hear your take on it. Mm-hmm. So he would talk about those in the church who didn't have money, and they would get money from the benevolence. Okay. And he kept getting frustrated because he would say the person got $500 and they had a $500 bill or something to pay. So the person would gain the $500 from the church, and then that person would give 10%, 50 back. And so, as like a tithe that they got the money. You understand what I'm saying? So the professor was saying, so the question was to the class, should that person who got money from the church then tithe it back? His response was, no. I mean, we're blessing you with this. Just keep the blessing and take it. Or should the person then who has nothing but got this gift then give 10% of it to God as a way of showing thanks for gaining this gift, and then keep the 450?
Yeah, I mean, I think that could be answered two different ways.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't. maybe we're seeing it from a different way.
I mean, my first response is, if the heart of that individual is saying, like, I'm so blessed by this that I want to give back 10%, then by all means give 10% back and say, like, I can make this work with the 90. That's awesome. On the other hand, if they need the full 500 and it's been gifted to them and they need to use it, by all means use all of it. Like, because it was gifted to you to do exactly what it was meant to do. It's benevolence.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on the heart of the individual. I think that's one of those things where there's not a wrong answer, but you said there is a wrong answer. So I'm interested in what you
well, it was more the response of the person teaching the class. He was kind of like,
he was irritated.
Well,
that's a hard issue.
Yeah. Like, it was more on his end that he was irritated with the thought that person would need to tithe.
Why?
If that makes sense, because in the way that he was describing it was, this person is in need, and that the tithe should come from, we have it, we have a blessing already, and so we're giving from the blessing that God's given us, and in our time of need, whenever whenever we gain this gift of benevolence, we keep that in our time of need, and then when we get out of that time of need, then we begin tithing again.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was his thought, and I feel like that's robbing that person of their blessing from God, from giving in their time of need.
That's not. Yeah, the issue there has nothing to do with the money that was given. It's the heart of the giver.
Okay.
In that is my take on it. And I'm not judging. I don't want to come across like I'm judging him harshly, because I understand where he's coming from. We give, but like, Zach, if I give you a gift, it's yours. Yeah. If you want to sell it, if you want to get rid of it, if you want to throw it in the trash, it's yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, what bothered me? Yeah, but it's none of my business ultimately because I gave it to you freely. Like I bought this to give to you. Or if you were in need and you said, "Hey, I need $1,000," and I was like, "Here's a blessing, buddy. Whatever you need to do with it, do with it," and you spend it on what I don't think is worthwhile.
Fancy record player.
Yeah, if you buy yourself a better record player than me, I'll be a little bit irritated because I'm like, well, I thought you had or need like your family needed food or something. But ultimately, once a gift is given, it's none of the business of the giver.
Yeah.
To have any kind of, I should have no now. If it was the other way around, now if that person was given $500 and then they spent it foolishly instead of using it for, I would say, I can't believe they did that. But to have any issue with somebody being like, "Oh God, I just can't believe you came through like this. This is amazing. I want to give back so that somebody else can be blessed with this."
That's great.
Shouldn't we be celebrating the fact that someone's
that was my thought.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why. So we are on the same page.
Yeah, that was my thought. And I think of Jesus telling the story of the widow's mite, right?
Mm-hmm.
The story of the one person giving out of their wealth, and giving a lot,
yes,
right? And then the widow just putting that little mite, that little piece of copper or whatever in there.
Yeah.
But in her poverty, she gave more of what she had, right? And so and Jesus said, she gave more than that other person did.
Yep.
So I feel like, I don't know. I was just interested in that because
it's a measure of heart and faith than it is amount.
Yeah.
I mean, it always will be. That's always what it's going to come down to is, I gave because I want God to be blessed and glorified. He doesn't need money.
Right.
It's what he does with it that matters. And
right. Where's your treasure? I want my treasure to be in heaven.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we spent a lot of last episode really talking about this is we get out of whack and out of balance with what really matters. And I think money is definitely one of those things that holds has the strongest grip on our lives. Because we freak out about it if there's not enough, or we overindulge if we have too much of it. And the thing is, we should always be thinking, how could God use this? Yeah. How does God want me to use it? And then what could he do with the rest of it?
Right.
If I'm going to spend it foolishly on things that are not going to get me anywhere, then I have the wrong heart behind it. Now, if you're a millionaire and you give generously of it, and you have a nice car and a nice house and a nice watch, like that's your prerogative.
Right.
Like you have a higher income, so you could. But if you're still giving like 10% or beyond that,
right, there
should be no shame in that. Right. But
I think there's a freedom in being able to give.
Yeah.
In that particular scenario that I was giving you, it's almost like she's that person, their freedom has been robbed by the person who's giving, in a sense, because they're given to, and now I've got this amount of money, and because I had nothing before, now I've got this little bit, and I don't want money. What I want is a blessing from God.
Exactly.
Right. I don't have physical blessings to begin with because I don't have money, but now I've got this amount of money. And you don't want me to give to God and gain blessing in that aspect. Mm-hmm. What I have now is I'm still kind of stuck in my lack of physical blessing, lack of God blessing, because I got this amount of money, now I'm just using it for myself. Mm-hmm. There's freedom in the fact that I'm saying, okay, all this that I have, I'm now giving it to you, God, mm-hmm. and I'm gaining favor in your kingdom, right? Exactly. Because that's really what it matters. And so that person that's kind of looking down upon the person that gave you give the gift and you look down upon the person you gave it to because they give back to somebody else. That's kind of like oppression in a kind of way. Like, don't get a blessing. I want the blessing. I gave you this money. I want you to use it all. I want to feel good about it. I want my blessing out of this, And so that's what I kind of think. I think it's kind of a messed up thing.
That's a very messed up system. It's none of our business. Once we give to the church, which is really giving to God, it's none of our business. after that, as long as it's being used for what it's supposed to be used for. For example, if we give to benevolence and we find out benevolence is going into like a Lamborghini fund,
Right. That's bad.
Or a private jet. You know, some of these, you see some of these like, televangelists with their, ridiculous things. It's like, something's wrong there. Like, definitely something wrong there. Oh, we got this off of book sales. Well, I highly doubt that. But, when it comes down to like benevolence, doing what benevolence is meant to do, or missions giving, or, or just giving to the church in general, like to just keep the lights on. Like, I just need to know that the church is being a good steward of my money. And that's why churches have business meetings and pre-business meetings. So you know exactly what's happening. So everything's above board. So like outside of that, we don't need to know on an individual basis how everything's being handled and how people are responding to it. Like, the blessing is immediate, not eventual. I've given it to God. That's my blessing.
Right.
Not, okay, God, I gave it. Now what are you going to do with it? It's like, no.
Yeah.
The blessing is immediate. Like, in knowing that God can use it to do whatever he needs to do with the people that he's called to do ministry, I'm done. That's it. I'm happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think giving kind of gets a bad rap sometimes because it is misused in some cases, not in all cases. A very small percentage of cases, I think it's misused. And I'm saying that on the global scale. But I think on the individual church basis, I think it's used correctly when it's governed correctly. So yeah, Zach,
Yeah. It's just it's a topic that just don't talk about a lot because I think we probably should.
Money gets weird, man.
Yeah.
Money makes people weird.
Yeah. People put up walls.
Exactly. Yeah. I think we should give to God as we feel fit to give to him. I think 10% should be the standard.
Yeah.
But it's between you and God ultimately. And the blessing is in knowing that he's going to use it to do something awesome.
Right.
And that's it.
Right. And then it's the faithfulness of us.
Yeah.
And what better way of showing that we are faithful to God than taking what we need to live on and laying it at his feet.
Exactly. Make it the first 10%. I can't stress that enough. Yeah. Don't wait until you see what's left over because you'll never do it. Like you'll do it out of obligation because it's like,
and it's the upside down. That's upside down in God's in the way our heart should be. We don't give God the leftovers.
Yep.
We give God the first fruits.
Yep.
And that's our way of saying we love you and trust you.
You're the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
And I want to give it to you first. Yep. I think that covers it, Zach. I mean,
yeah.
It's not a hard and fast like thing that we're trying to beat over your head, but it is. We
also don't want you to be robbed of your blessing.
Exactly.
Right? Because this is something tangible that you can do to honor God.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Done in wisdom, it could be a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So for Zach and Steve Up Podcast, I'm Steve.
I'm Zach.
We'll see you next time.
All right. See you, Franz.
Goodbye, welcome. We'll see you the next time.
Bye-bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.